Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Fan Fatales. I'm Emma.
And I'm Gaby, and this week we're going to be discussing all things Harry Potter and the Wizarding World.
That's right. Now, we will specifically be covering the Fantastic Beasts movie, The Secrets of Dumbledore, which comes out in April 2022. What we think we should have gotten instead of The Cursed Child, the reasons why we need a Marauders TV show or movie, which I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
And why Hedwig is the greatest of all time. Because she is.
Absolutely. She is. She's like best character.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love her.
So, we here at Fan Fatales stand by the fact that hate of any kind will not be accepted or tolerated on any of our pages.
So shall we get started?
Yeah, sure.
So, Fantastic Beasts, the third installment of this 5-part series is going to be called The Secrets of Dumbledore, and what we know so far includes an April 2022 release date, which was moved up from a July 2022 release date after they recast Johnny Depp.
Don't even get me started on this.
I know.
I'm very
Mads
upset by this.
Mikkelsen will be replacing Johnny Depp in this upcoming movie.
For a dumb reason.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Get your ish together, Warner Brothers.
I definitely agree.
And how many people do you think are just like not going to go to this one because Johnny Depp's not in it? I bet you a lot of them.
I'm thinking about not if we don't cover it for the podcast.
I honestly don't really have that much interest in it. I never really liked the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I mean, it's good.
I like it.
It's nice.
Oh, no.
It's fine. I like Newt Scamander.
I like Newt Scamander, and it should have been a standalone film with him researching for the book. And then if they wanted, because this whole thing is going to lead up to the Dumbledore and Grindelwald duel in 1945. Is one of my later notes. So if they wanted to do that, make a Dumbledore history movie and not a Fantastic Beasts. So let's have Newt Scamander be the lead.
Yeah. No, I like Newt Scamander. I like that whole thing. I just don't like.
I love Jacob Kowalski so much.
Yeah. I think it should have been a standalone film. I don't think they should have turned it into a franchise.
Yeah.
It's upsetting to me.
Definitely agree. Because, anyway. We'll get into, like, what we think should have happened instead of Cursed Child or what we should have gotten. But if they wanted to do a Dumbledore prequel series, make that its own thing and not have the Fantastic Beasts label on it.
Yeah.
Is my basic opinion.
Make it just like a Harry Potter or like Hogwarts Wizarding World stories or something like that.
Yeah, what they should have done was J.K. Rowling in 2001 made the 3 books, the Fantastic Beasts one, the Quidditch Through the Ages, and Tales of Beedle the Bard. Each one should have been its own thing, and that could have been a trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And we don't know anything about the plot. All we know is pretty much like what Crimes of Grindelwald ended on, which was Grindelwald gathering more followers, and that one of Newt's Sniffler friends stole a blood pact between Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
Yeah.
So we don't know anything about this plot, and it comes out Easter weekend.
Fun.
It's an Easter weekend release, which is a strange release date. I don't think we've ever, I don't know. I feel like Christmas or, Thanksgiving release dates make more sense than an Easter one.
I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with this movie.
I do, too.
I think
Crimes of Grindelwald was not good.
I didn't see it for a reason. Because you told me it wasn't good. So now I'm like, why am I going to see it if it's not good?
I like moments of it. Because I really love Queenie.
I don't remember who that
Queenie's the blonde.
Okay, yes. I like her.
Yes, I love her so much. She's the one that Dan Fogler's character, Jacob Kowalski, has, the
relationship with, right? The flirtationship.
The flirtationship that becomes a relationship in the second one.
Credence is the brunette, right?
Credence is, he's the one that was the obscural.
Yeah. Okay. No, I know what we're talking about now. Yeah. Okay, got it.
And both of them at the end of Crimes of Grindelwald become followers of Grindelwald. For two different reasons. Queenie, because, she's having this relationship with Jacob Kowalski, and her, side of the wizarding world, the American one, is, no relationships with muggles, and he's promising her that. So, she's kind of manipulated into it.
Totally.
Which makes me sad. Same with Credence, honestly. Yes, he kind of had that relationship with Grindelwald in the first one. But it's Grindelwald does a lot of crappy things to Credence for Credence to still be a follower of him.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not my favorite franchise at all.
Yeah. The only two things we do know about this movie, The Secrets of Dumbledore, have actually been leaked by Dan Fogler, who plays Jacob Kowalski, and who was also on Broadway. He was in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee in the original
County
cast.
Spelling Bee. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he originated the feet guy, the magic feet guy.
Oh.
The one that spells all the words out with his feet. You know which one I'm talking about?
I think it. No, I know exactly who you're talking about.
But he originated that role. I think so. I don't know. But yeah, so Dan Fogler, who plays Jacob Kowalski, he has revealed that part of the movie will take place in Brazil. So we'll get to see some Brazil Wizarding World action.
Interesting.
Which is interesting because we've gotten America, Paris, and now Brazil.
And
then
obviously the UK.
And the UK, obviously. I'm not counting the UK because that's literally just Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then he's also teased that it will be set in 1939, which the first one took place in 1926, and the second one took place in 1927. So we're going to get a little bit of a time jump there.
Yeah.
And I think this is only to make sure that the fifth film of the series makes it to 1945.
They're going to make 5 of them?
Yes!
This is ridiculous.
That's it. Have you not seen the interview? It's hilarious. The cast is on an interview thing for the first one. And at that time, they had signed on for 3 movies. They didn't know that J.K. Rowling was in the building. She walks on stage, and she's like, yeah, this is just announced 5 movies. And the cast all looks at each other like, what? We now have
ridiculous.
5?
That's a little ridiculous for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Too many.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe that cast looking at each other was them being like, what? Too many.
Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's the little tiny bit that we know about that.
Yeah. Of course, we'll probably get more in the next coming months. Some sort of trailer. Something.
Yeah. But I'm fairly certain that a large number of people are not going to go because Johnny Depp is not in it anymore.
Yeah, I have a feeling. And then they're going to recast him for the 4th one.
Yeah, and they're going to be like, ha ha ha, just kidding. And we're going to be like, too late.
Yeah. The whole Johnny Depp thing annoys me.
Right? No,
not just with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, the thing that annoys me the most is that Amber Heard keeps her contract, but he loses his.
Yeah.
When she was the one who was abusing him, what?
Yeah.
Not fair. Not cool.
It really isn't. And
yeah.
I love Mads
Anyway.
Mikkelsen as an actor. I just wish he wasn't. I wish they had written him a new character and not him taking someone else's.
Yeah. Had they written it as oh, it's a different Grindelwald. It's Grindelwald's brother. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
That's a sucky plot device, but it works.
Yeah.
Be
yeah.
make it be like, oh, that's my brother who pretends to be Gellert Grindelwald, but actually I'm Gellert Grindelwald. Like, like in, I don't know if you've seen Gravity Falls.
I have.
Okay, so in Gravity Falls.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because Grunkle Stan pretends to be Stanford when he's actually Stanley.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Just do something like that.
Yeah. Mads Mikkelsen, for those of you who do not know, the role that I know him for is Galen Erso in Rogue One.
Uh-huh.
I think we talked about it last week, but...
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah. Again, I just wish it was, like a Gravity Falls thing or something. I wouldn't put it past J.K. Rowling with this series to make it a Gravity Falls thing.
Yeah. I mean... It's so easy to write something in that's like, oh, that's my brother who is pretending to be me for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because our parents loved me more and he wanted my money that they gave me when they died or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's really easy to figure something out.
It is. And...
yeah. We should move on before Emma gets too frustrated.
Yeah. I've had a frustrating week, guys.
Episode.
It's fine. So, I just decided that I was going to do like a little blurb about Cursed Child before we go into what we think should have gone and said. So
Wasn't it a book first?
No.
It was a musical first.
It was a play first.
Play first.
It was a 2-part play that they released the script in book form.
Mm-hmm. Got it. I thought it was a book.
No. It's a screenplay. It's not a book.
Got it. Okay.
I have the screenplay.
It's okay.
I've heard it's better to see it on stage than to read. Like most scripts.
Yeah.
But I have my own thoughts about some of the stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
So Cursed Child is a 2-part play, which they now have recently made a 1-part play. So post-COVID world, they have shortened it down from the 2 parts, I think 5 hours of Cursed Child, to a 2-hour play.
Thank goodness somebody needed to do that.
Was written by Jack Thorne, John Tiffany, and J.K. Rowling. That takes place 19 years after Harry, Ron, and Hermione save the Wizarding World, and it follows Albus Severus Potter and Scorpius Malfoy through crazy time travel adventures.
Okay.
They make Albus Severus a Slytherin. He's the one. I don't see it. He's the one. I'm sorry. The one thing I have a problem with out of everything in Cursed Child is the 2 most Gryffindor characters in the book series have a Slytherin son.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah, I agree.
I'm also mad because Rose is not in it at all. Rose Granger Weasley.
What the heck? Why not?
I don't know. I'm sorry, but one of my major rewrites that I would have done is have it be a trio similar to Ron, Harry, and Hermione, and have Rose be the Hermione.
Yeah.
And then Albus be our Harry, and then Scorpius be our Ron.
Yeah.
I love Scorpius Malfoy, though. I love him so much.
I'm not very familiar with Cursed Child, if you can't tell.
He's like a little Ravenclaw Slytherin bean.
Got it.
Yeah. And then Albus is being their, Order of the Phoenix Harry. Just
got it.
Very sassy.
Sassy boy.
Sassy, and very moody boy.
Uh-huh, okay, got it.
But yeah. There are so many things we could have gotten that weren't Harry's kids' generation.
Yeah. Or just, rewrites to make it better.
Yes. Because I don't think it should have been time travel. That is the biggest problem I have with it, is they say in Order of the Phoenix that all the time turners have been destroyed.
Except for that one.
Except for the one that they use.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess the logic could be that, like, oh, it was handed down. Like, Hermione gave it to Albus as, like, a present or something.
It should have been Rose. Like, if they wanted a time travel thing, it should have been Rose.
It should have been Rose.
I just wrote Rose in this.
So, what I'm hearing is that this is a major F on their part.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about all of the, like, failed franchises today.
I think the weirdest part is that they have a daughter of Voldemort and Bellatrix. Don't think about it too long. Because she's, like 20 years old, so it happened during the Second Wizarding War?
Do not like that.
No, and she's our main bad.
Don't like it. Do not like.
I'm sorry, it should have been like, here is an idea for the plot. Death Eaters break out of Azkaban because they've done it before, like the ones that they've rounded up. Or Harry's trying to round up the last one because he's an R in this, which problems with that.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost. But the R's are rounding up the last ones, and the last one confronts Albus thinking it's Harry because they are supposed to look similar. There we go. It's already fixed. Better plot. No time travel.
Make it like a similar plot to like Prisoner of Azkaban, where everybody's like, "Oh, he's coming for you. He's gonna get you," you know?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have to necessarily be similar to Prisoner of Azkaban in that it's Sirius being like, "I'm here to help you, Harry," but like make it be like similar plot points where everybody is like, "Oh, you got to be careful," and build up this suspense till you get to this giant battle.
Yeah, because it could have been so many Death Eaters.
Yeah,
it could have
maybe
been
not just one. Maybe it could be, yeah,
werewolf bad guy.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, and if we could have had anything though, I would have rather it be a different era than just like 19 years later.
Same. Like a Marauders show.
Like a Marauders show, or even the founders of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Like
we need to
1400s,
do that too.
900s.
Yeah, we need that.
Because
also, I love...
I just want that so bad. I just want the founders something.
I would also love if they did like a House of Black one, like they are doing right now. Like if they did House of Black on stage, that'd be dope.
Yeah, or if it had to be someone related to the Harry Potter story, Voldemort's backstory.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of other fun stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
Or, hear me out, just totally parody the ish out of the first Harry Potters and just do a Harry Potter musical.
Or a Harry Potter musical. But Puffs is literally
Puffs.
like, it tells all 7 years of Harry at Hogwarts, but from the Hufflepuff's point of view.
Yeah. Hufflepuffs are particularly good finders. What is a Hufflepuff?
And then Cedric just sits slowly back down like, I don't know.
I was listening to that on repeat the other day.
I know you were.
I got...
You were listening to that and I was listening to Newsies.
Mm-hmm. And I came home and I was just like, gotta get back to Hogwarts. Yeah. Gotta get back to school.
Gotta get ourselves to Hogwarts. I have to film Marauders, going into Marauders. I have to film my Marauders characters by Sunday. We're recording this the week of Halloween.
Yeah.
There's a very important thing that happens on Halloween.
No, you are.
I'm gonna be evil on Halloween with those two characters. Shall we get into Marauder stuff? This is just random notes that I was like, I am mad, I am writing notes about. And it's like 3 pages of notes on why.
That is totally valid because these are very true. Like, seriously.
So,
we need to see, what we need to see is we need to see the actual relationship between Lily and James.
Or just like the true version, not through Sirius, Remus, Dumbledore, McGonagall, or even Snape's memories,
eyes,
or talking, or eyes, or whatever.
Perspective, or whatever. What it actually is.
Yeah, because their memories are skewed by, like, remembering their friend or foe, for Snape in James's case, who tragically died trying to save Harry.
Yeah.
Like, they're remembering them as, like, martyrs.
Yeah.
That sacrifice themselves.
You mean
What?
martyrs?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you said murderers.
No, I said martyrs.
I heard murderers. I was like, wait, what?
I said martyrs. I'm pretty sure I meant martyrs if I said.
I heard murderers, but I could be wrong. Oh no.
But briefly mentioned in Prisoner of Azkaban, the book, is a prank that goes awry that Snape is curious about Remus and where he goes every month for werewolf stuff. And Sirius jokes to Snape to follow Lupin through the passage beneath the Whopping Willow. Like, pretty much, like, if he did, he would have died then and there.
Yeah.
And James Potter, realizing Snape would encounter werewolf, stopped Snape from going through, saving his life.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we get the worst memory in Order of the Phoenix, where Snape calls Lily a mudblood after being bullied by a young James Potter and Sirius Black. And then in Snape's memories in Deathly Hallows, we see a lot of Snape and Lily's early relationship. Like, most of this is first year or before of the relationship. Yeah. We see him meeting a 9-year-old Lily on a playground, and their friendship blossoming, and then their first train ride aboard the Hogwarts Express, where they meet James and Sirius. And it's there where Snape is like, oh, I wish that you'd be in Slytherin, Lily. Because he believes it is a house for brains over brawn. Well, James tells him that he wants to be in Gryffindor for the brave of heart. Because they're in the same train compartment together. And then we see Snape and Lily sorting. Like, all of that, 4 bullet points worth of information, is all before their first year. And then we get into, like, the growing rivalry between James and his friends. And then him trying to warn Lily to, like, stay away from the Marauders, and her being more concerned with him growing in fascination with dark magic. And then the night of when he called her a mudblood, and her refusing to accept his apology because, you know, he called her a slur.
Yeah. And I mean, not only that, like, she's pretty upset with him, not just because of that, but, like, she's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't mess with dark magic. And he's like, leave me alone. I'm going to do what I want to do. And he keeps doing it anyway.
The footsteps of Lucius.
Yeah. And she's like, you probably shouldn't do that. And he's like, no, I want to. And he does it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, everybody else's perspective is totally different on the situation that happened. So, like, just from this bit, just from, like, that beginning bit, I could see that taking easily 45 minutes of a film.
Yeah. Especially,
easily.
Like, if we got to really see their relationship develop before Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they were close. They met when they were 9 years old. They get their letter at age 11.
Yeah. Like, there could be easily a good 15 to 20 minutes just waiting for them to get their letters.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not mentioned in this, but it is mentioned in the books. Petunia writes to Dumbledore to try to get accepted into Hogwarts. And there's a whole argument between Lily and Petunia at the train station because Lily read her mail. Petunia's mail.
That's, like kind of sad. Maybe. And it gives a good backstory as to why Petunia is the way she is.
Yeah. And then we could see, like, later when James and Lily start to actually fall in love, and, like, her introducing him to Petunia.
Yeah, and to just the whole family in general.
Yeah. And something I didn't even mention, we'd get to see Peter slowly going toward the Death Eaters.
Yeah.
Because we have no backstory for that.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, he used to be our friend, and then he turned on us, and then now he's a Death Eater.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that can go into that. Like, they could make him, like, the main bad of the movie.
Yeah. Or TV series.
Like, along with...
I feel like it could be like a TV series.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it could be, like, Peter and Voldemort together are, like, the main bads of the movie. Like, Peter's is more of a main character than Voldemort is because Peter is closer to the Marauders and, like, but, like, still.
And then someone I mentioned a little bit later, about, like, we get to see the first Wizarding War and the Order of the Phoenix. I put world in our notes, I meant war. But that would mean that we get to see Alice and Frank Longbottom in their prime before they get tortured out of their minds and can't raise their own son.
Mm-hmm.
Or
and
Regulus
we'd get
Black.
to meet Regulus.
Because then we'd get more backstory with RAB, with the 6th and 7th book / movies.
Yeah.
And then Gideon and Fabian Pruitt, who are Molly's twin brothers, they are murdered before the war's end. Mm-hmm. So we'd get to see Molly having to deal with her brother's loss. Yeah.
And then it puts a really good, like, then watching that and then having to watch her lose her son, who is also a twin. Like, it puts a totally different perspective on that. Yeah.
And then 2 of the Marauders' classmates, Marlene McKinnon and Dorcas Meadows, they end up dying as well. Like, these girls were probably Lily's dorm mates.
Probably, yeah.
Because they're both Gryffindors. And Marlene's whole family line is wiped out by Death Eaters.
Yeah, and that's a whole other thing.
Like, it would actually show how much loss that the war caused.
Yeah. And I think seeing what the first Wizarding War really did to the whole Wizarding world would really put into perspective what they did when it came to the second.
Yeah.
Right? Like, all of those people who had to live through the first one, especially, like, in the Ministry, when they're, like, denying that he's back, denying that it's happening. Because they're in denial, because they lived through it the first time and they don't want to have to do it again.
Yeah. And we get to see the initial aftermath of the First War in the show.
I think it'd be a really good thing to look into.
Then, like, Dumbledore telling Lily and James about the prophecy and being like, hey, you need a secret keeper. And not just that, we'd get Hogwarts moments with the Marauders. Them finding out about Remus being a werewolf. Them becoming animaguses. Them making the Marauders map.
Yeah. Like, how the F did they do that?
Like, because they became animaguses, it's predicted for, like, fandom and cosplay purposes in their 5th year of Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. Because it takes, like, 2 years, according to J.K. Rowling, to become an animagus. Mm-hmm. It took them 2 years. So they started when they were in their 3rd year.
Yeah.
And I think they had already made the map by then, by their 3rd year.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you are a 3rd year. How the heck can you do this?
Exactly. Think about what Harry, Ron, and Hermione were doing their 3rd year. I guess they had brewed, like, one of the most complicated potions the year before. But,
like, okay, brewing a complicated potion and then making up an entirely, like...
An entire magic object.
Brand new map. Yeah, like, that's a whole different thing. Like, with a potion, you got a book, you gotta follow it, and you do it, you know?
Yeah, it's chemistry. It's cooking. Yeah. Whatever.
It's cooking. It's baking. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, creating an object from a piece of parchment, like, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like, how freaking smart do you gotta be to do that?
Yeah, like, everyone thinks that they're dumb pranksters.
No, but
Like,
they're
they
not.
had
They're
to be
so
very smart.
Yeah. They had to be geniuses to be able to do the kind of stuff that they're doing.
Yes. And I just love what fandom and like fan fictions have taught me about them finding out about Remus being a werewolf. They're just like, okay, and they don't think about you any different.
What do you want us to do about it?
Yeah.
Like, what? Do you want us to bring you chocolate and water? That's fine. We could do that.
Yeah.
What do you want? You want us to leave you alone? Okay, fine. Bye.
Also, like, because there's 5 people in each dormitory in Hogwarts, like in each room. Mm-hmm. That means that Frank Longbottom was probably their roommate.
Poor guy. He's probably like, what the F? I just want to go to bed. Come on.
Can you imagine that?
It's like, I don't know why the first audio that I thought of was that one TikTok audio where he goes, look at my trousers. What's wrong with them? Look at the fucking size of them.
Or the Marauders are coming up with their next prank and they break something in the room. Oh no! The table! It's broken!
Yeah. Or her sister was a witch. What was her sister? A princess.
I feel like the Marauders give me very big John Mulaney.
Oh, totally.
Also, another thing that we would see is Halloween night of 1981.
Yeah, I don't want to see it though.
And then November 1st of 1981. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, October 31st, 1981, Halloween of 1981, is the night that James and Lily are murdered by Lord Voldemort, and Harry becomes an orphan, and Voldemort's gone.
Plus, we would finally have confirmation that Crookshanks was the Potter's cat.
Yes! We've been saying this!
We would finally have confirmation that Crookshanks was the Potter's cat.
And then November 1st is when Sirius is arrested and taken to Azkaban for betraying the Potters and murdering Pettigrew. Mm-hmm. Halloween is a big time of year for Harry Potter Marauders cosplayers.
Seriously. I was going to say, and then we could see the trial against Sirius, but then I was like, oh wait, there wasn't one.
They definitely did not do a trial.
I was like, there was not one.
Yeah.
Which I think is lame.
Because, like, Lucius got a trial, because he's out free.
Yeah. Like,
he was just like, I was Imperio to do all that stuff, and he got scot-free. Where Sirius was immediately thrown in prison.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
Veritaserum exists for a reason.
Yeah. And they never use it. We've already talked about this. But
they only use it to get information from Harry and friends in Order of the Phoenix.
That they want. Like, they only use it when they want to, not when they don't want to. They don't want to, like, whose brilliant idea was it? That where they were like, nah, we don't need to use Veritaserum. No, we don't need to give him a trial. Just throw him in jail. It's fine. He's guilty. Like, who?
I don't know. Also, my big thing with Fanon that I truly believe is Marlene McKinnon is Lily's best friend, and that she would have been Harry's godmother.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what would be really interesting, though? With
what?
This first Wizarding War and, like, the series covering it, is Molly and Arthur weren't in it because they were too busy having their, like, army of kids.
I was just gonna say, like, their million children.
Yes, because, like, at the point of when the Wizarding War was done, they had 6 of the 7.
Yeah. I guess you do have a point, yeah.
Because they... Did I say what
Or
year
they had
started
5 and
Hogwarts?
she was pregnant.
Well, no, Ron's older than Harry, I'm pretty sure.
They have to be the same age if they're both in
Well, like,
first year.
month-wise older.
Oh. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I used to know... Okay, hold on. Because I know Harry's birthday is July 31st. Of 1980. Ron is March 1st of 1980.
Okay, they're barely any different.
Okay. When's Hermione? Okay, so she's the oldest of the three.
Okay.
September 19th of 1979. So she had just missed the cutoff.
Yep.
For the September 1st date.
There you go.
Interesting. She definitely gives the oldest kid energy.
Totally.
And then the Weasley twins are April 1st.
Of course they are.
That's the only one I know at this point, is that they're April 1st.
That 100% makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. And we're back.
That's right.
That was a nice break. What'd you do for your break?
I scrolled on TikTok for a little bit.
Mood. I watched a very interesting TikTok about Guy Fieri.
Well, it was a Spider-Man Far From Home TikTok. Of course it was. It's me.
Yeah.
It was the audio that's the, and I talk shit about you on the internet. And it was talking about Mephisto.
Not seen that.
Oh. I'll send it to you.
You'll have to send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I sent it to Sean, so I'll send it to you. So anyway.
Let's get into this last topic.
Hedwig is the greatest of all time. The GOAT. I love her.
The GOAT.
And the reasons I found... Yes.
Yeah.
The reasons I found are from thewizardingworld.com, which is the new Pottermore. And the article was literally called 4 Reasons Hedwig Was Better Than Everyone Else at Hogwarts.
Hedwig is the only unproblematic character in the whole thing. The only one who doesn't have any problems at all. Like, actually, the best character.
Because we only have one more topic, and that is why she is the greatest. And I just loved the article I found from the Wizarding World. Just because it's called 4 Reasons Why She Was Better Than Everyone Else.
Which is true. She's better than literally every other character. Yes. Every single one. Give me a character, I will tell you she is better.
She is. Don't even argue like Dumbledore, because we've hated on him multiple times on this podcast.
Hardcore. No.
We here at Fan Towers do not like Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian, Dumbledore.
Yeah. No. Hedwig and Norbert are the only two characters. No. Let me finish. Okay. They're the only 2 characters I have tattooed on my body.
Oh.
For a reason.
I thought you were talking about being unproblematic, and I was like, Neville.
No.
Neville's pretty unproblematic. No. And Luna.
I have Norbert the dragon and Hedwig the owl. And it's perfect.
I love that so much.
Beautiful. Yeah. So, let's get into why she actually is the best. Because there have to be reasons other than just she's the best. Because she is. I mean, it's fact.
So the first one that this said was that Hedwig had character. And it was talking about her feisty spirit. Because she would always, like, gaze at Harry reproachfully. Or nip his finger. Or cuff him about the head with her wing. Whenever she was just mad at him because he was being an idiot. Which happened a lot.
You dummy, smack.
Yes.
You dummy, nip. Like, all the time.
Ready? This is a quote from Chamber of Secrets. The soup was stone cold, but he drank half of it in one gulp. Then he crossed the room to Hedwig's cage and tipped the soggy vegetables at the bottom of the bowl into her empty food tray. She ruffled her feathers and gave him a look of deep disgust. It's no good turning your beak up at it. That's all we've got, said Harry grimly.
Yeah.
Like, she's being sassy toward his food.
She's so sassy. She's like, I don't want that. She's like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay.
And then she was more than just Harry's pet. Like, she was the only, like, reminder that that he had of Hogwarts when he was at the Dursleys every summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was the only one.
I know.
And then, like it literally says this in Order of the Phoenix. Hedwig was the only friend he had at number 4 Privet Drive.
Yeah, which is obviously yes.
Yes.
It's true.
It's true, but devastating. And then when he felt overwhelmed
really
or couldn't deal with Ron and Hermione bickering, he would literally just go to the Hogwarts Owlery to hang out with Hedwig.
Yeah.
I love her.
She's just the sweetest, and she just gives him love, and, like...
That's what he needs.
That's all he needs.
He's had a sad childhood. He needs a little bit of love.
He needs her. I know.
They need each other.
Him. They need each other. This is why Hedwig's death is the most tragic death out of any of them.
We'll get to that. That's literally number 4. If you look at number 4.
Okay. We'll get there. But
I agree.
Yeah. So the third reason is she's freaking genius.
Yeah, she is.
She's so smart. Not just for a bird. Like, she's like smart.
Yes. You want to go into the reasons?
You can.
You can as well.
Well,
I've talked a lot in this.
Yeah, but I'm going to talk a lot next week, so.
Oh, true. Okay. So, in the books, they address all the letters that are intended for Sirius as Snuffles, so if they get intercepted by the Ministry, they're not like, oh, Harry knows where Sirius Black is. You know, the mass murderer on the loose.
Yeah.
And without an address...
quote-unquote mass murderer.
Yeah. I'm literally calling him that because that's what the... what the Ministry
calls him.
would
or
call
wrong.
him. And there was never even an address on the envelope. Like, she just knew that Snuffles meant Sirius and just knew to immediately go there. And then she was able to follow complex instructions. My favorite one was in Order of the Phoenix. She was told to keep pecking at Ron and Hermione until they've written decent length answers to why they've been ignoring Harry all summer.
Oh my god.
So she's like literally like pecking at them until they answer Harry.
I love that for her. She's great.
Like, I love that Harry ordered her to do that, but I love that she actually did it.
She's like, yeah, that's right. F them. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Peck.
And then she always managed to show up wherever Harry was, including, like, in Prisoner of Azkaban when he just, like, straight up runs away.
Yeah. You cannot convince me that Hedwig isn't, like, somebody's animagus form or something.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if that's what we actually got instead of her just being his bird?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
What if in the Marauders movie they explain
Marlene
that
McKinnon?
Hedwig... Yes! She died, quote unquote, and then she just like lived in her animagus form for the rest of her life as Hedwig. Come on!
I love that.
That would be awesome!
I love how you and I were on the same wavelength. With it being Marlene.
And I mean, it works because like we never see her like...
Oh, I was just saying I love how we both agreed that would be Marlene.
Yeah, and it works because we never see, like, Hedwig's dead body, so, like, who knows if when she died, she turned into somebody else. She turned out of her animagus form.
Yeah, because, you know, when she dies, she's dying, like, protecting Harry's life, so she's doing, like, something for her friend Lily, you know? Lily died to save Harry's life, and so did Marlene.
Come on. You cannot convince
okay,
me
I
this
swear,
isn't
if this
genius.
became true, we would be the next, like, Super Carlin brothers, because they predicted something with the Fantastic Beasts series that was, like, announced true at a Fantastic Beasts event, like, in a trailer, and they were, like, moments away from J.K. Rowling and the, like, cast. Like, they were, like, probably as close as the computer was to the cast and J.K. Rowling, and they found out that one of their theories was true. And it was.
Yeah.
If you guys have seen the movie, you know that we see Nagini, like, she's like an animagus or something. And, you know, they predicted that this woman would, because they hadn't announced what her role was, that she was just going to be part of the circus. But on, like, a little circus stub that was in, like, the first trailer, they saw, like, a snake transforming act with a woman. And they're like, is she Nagini?
That's gonna be Nagini.
And then it was announced what her name was in a trailer where they were, like, 5 feet from the actress playing that role.
Yeah.
If that's true,
really cool.
We're the next Super Carlin brothers.
That would be awesome. Here you go, JKR. Listen to this podcast.
Please.
Ta-da!
We will have you on.
Yep.
Yes.
We will talk about it, and we're going to say, this is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to go down. And then you're going to be like, huh, interesting. Writes down everything we say.
I love that.
So.
Yeah, and she even shows up in, what was it, Half-Blood Prince? When Dumbledore was like, Harry, I'm going to just take you for a few minutes. Let's go see Slughorn. She's not there with them. She's just at the burrow already.
Yeah.
When Harry gets
she's
there.
Like, oh. And he's like, how the heck did she know I was going to be here? And she's just like, I just know. It's cool. I just know.
Yeah.
Like,
I swear they have, like, a magnetic connection, the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she is magic.
She is. I mean, she's Marlene McKinnon. We just discussed this.
So clearly, she knows everything.
Yes.
So, let's get into this last reason. And this last reason is that she really, really meant something to not only the readers, but also the viewers.
Yeah.
Because,
again, this is
Hedwig,
from the Wizarding World thing that assumes that everyone's read the books. Which is why it says readers.
Yeah.
Not readers and viewers.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm just broadening it a bit. So, after the release of Deathly Hallows, JKR was like, the loss of Hedwig represented a loss of innocence and security, and she'd been like a cuddly toy to Harry at times, and Voldemort killing her marked the end of childhood. And then she wrote, I'm sorry, I know that death upset a lot of people. Yeah, it did! It did, Joanne!
Come on, Joanne!
Come on, Joe! We were very, very upset. I was very upset. I cried.
Yeah, she was one of only 2 deaths in the whole Harry Potter series that actually got me emotional.
Same. Mine, Dobby, and Hedwig.
Fred and Hedwig.
Yeah.
Because I read Fred's death in the books, and it's so... You know,
I mean,
he's like, he dies laughing because Percy has cracked his first joke in years. So he's like, you're actually joking, Percy. You've never joked. And he gets killed. So he's smiling.
Okay. I'm not saying I didn't get emotional at that part, because I totally did. I was, like, definitely tearing up, but I didn't, like, ugly cry the way I ugly cried when Hedwig and Dobby died. I would just also like to preface this by saying Hedwig and Dobby are my 2 favorite characters. I love them so much. One year I dressed my dog up as Dobby for Halloween.
I love them too.
Yeah. So,
I love that.
She's just the greatest. I love her.
Can you send me a picture so when this episode's released, we have that picture on our Instagram?
I don't have it. I don't have a picture of it.
No.
Yeah.
I want to see a picture of your dog.
I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of her dressed as Dobby. I have a picture of my other dog dressed as Harry Potter. Muffin, if you look at her, she looks just like Dobby. When her ears flop down, she usually has one ear up and one ear down. But when both of her ears are down, she looks just like Dobby.
That's so cute.
It's adorable.
My boss's dog just came in second place at a doggy costume contest yesterday.
That's adorable.
First place was this person who decorated a stroller to look like a pirate ship and had her like 3 chihuahuas as little sharks, and she was dressed as a pirate.
That's adorable.
And then I forget what my boss and her dog were. But yeah, she came late to our meeting yesterday, and she was like, my peak, because we do peaks and valleys, which are like challenges and celebrations, so many words for it, and her peak was, my dog just won a doggy competition. It was so cute.
That's really cute.
I love her dog.
I would totally enter my dog in something like that.
You should. Find one
I totally
by
would.
Halloween.
Halloween is in like 3 days.
Care that it's like 3 days until Halloween. I don't care. Find something.
Yeah, I have 3 days to finish my costume. How the heck am I supposed to finish 2 dog costumes and enter them? No way.
Okay. Next Halloween.
Well, next year, yeah. So
I have to finish one of my cosplays because I think my friend's gonna wear it, and it's one I haven't debuted yet. And I probably will by when does this episode come out? Next week? Next Wednesday? I probably won't have it released by then. But it's gonna be Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and I have to paint some old character shoes red.
Fun. Are you gonna put glitter on them?
Yes.
You're like, of course, Gaby.
Gaby, come on.
Come on. Yeah. Well.
I debated doing silver because that's more book accurate, but the red's iconic.
Yeah, the red is like iconic. You can't not.
No.
So,
yeah,
I think this is a good place to wrap up this episode.
Yeah. Shall we see them in the outro?
Yes, we shall.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Fanfit's House. Gabby, would you like to tell our lovely audience what we will be chatting about next week?
Yeah, next week we're going to be discussing the history behind Disney Imagineering and the Disney parks.
And remember to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We are on Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. And subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please leave us a review and comment down below to tell us what you thought of the show. And remember to follow us on Instagram at FanFataleSpod for the latest updates and to possibly be featured in a future episode. Now, Emma, where can the people find you on social media?
So my Instagram and TikTok are both at SnippyEmma, which is SNIPPYEMMA. What about you, Gabs?
I'm at Gaby Gent on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. That's GABYJENT.
And our music is by our amazing friend, Maddie Macon.
And our editing is by the wonderful Kara Lensmeyer.
As always, thank you for tuning in.
Bye! The views expressed in this episode are expressly our own and do not reflect the brand or company they're about.